Hi guys. How's everybody doing? I'm doing really wonderful. Thank you so much for asking. So here's the deal with this video this week, and I assume that you guys can all tell that there's something different about my setup for this video, and that is because I do not have any sticky notes on my wall. And here's why. It's because I simply could not actually have forced myself to rewatch this episode. I really I did not want to make myself do that. I was like, why would I want to make myself miserable? And I know that's saying a lot, so let me make this clear to you guys. It's a fine episode. I just didn't want to have to watch it again, because when I watch it to make these breakdowns, I pause every 2 seconds, take detailed notes, and I couldn't do that to myself. I couldn't force myself to do that. So this video is going to be a little interesting because I'm going to be running it back from memory. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to be running back the 3 main plot lines of this episode, and just going through the whole deal with those. And then that's it for the video. And then we'll hopefully move on to brighter and better days. Well, at this point, it'll be tomorrow when the episode comes out, but hopefully soon. Okay. So our A plot is that Belly has flown herself to Paris. So I know we left off on a cliffhanger at the end of the last episode in which she sees Conrad in the airport, but exactly like I predicted, yes, I'm a genius, thank you for noticing, she does end up getting on the plane and not talking to Conrad. So she flies to Paris under the impression that she will be able to start her program with Finch in France. But when she gets there, they're like, nope. So that's actually not true. We're so sorry. We messed up. Oopsies, our bad. But you couldn't have just flown out here to do this. And it's like, well, yes, that's exactly why somebody would fly out there, is to do the program that you told them that there was space for them to do. Whoa. So Belly ends up telling her family where she is. They know she's okay, so we're not really worried about that. She goes to a cafe and is really stupid and leaves her bags unattended. It gets stolen. Inside of her bag is her ring from Jeremiah, which she has an AirTag on, which, guys, this entire episode is just an AirTag ad and a Coach ad, because that backpack that was stolen, a Coach backpack. I don't know if you've seen, but this entire season of the show is very heavily sponsored and intertwined with Coach. If you watch it with ads on Amazon Prime, which, yeah, I'm not bougie enough to buy it without the ads, there's always ads for Coachtopia with Lola Tongue chasing a backpack around a city. They were actually just leaking the plot of episode 9 to us. Coach has also done a bunch of other videos with Lola Tongue, so it makes sense that they've done a bunch of videos together, and now she's chasing a Coach backpack around the city. So that aside, she's chasing this backpack. The main thing that she is focused on recovering in that backpack is her ring. However, I believe her passport is also in there, and she does not, that does not seem to faze her, which I found very girl, get your priorities in check. You're literally in a foreign country. You need your passport. Whatever. Also, I don't know how the heck she got into France anyway. She looked so suspect. If I was that French military man, she's sitting there I'm here to girl. I would not have let her in on any kind of visa. She ends up chasing this AirTag around the city and ends up at a nightclub where she saves some girl outside of the nightclub and enters the nightclub with her, and they become friends or whatever. And she finds the man who stole her backpack and kicks him to take it back, which finally, yes, Belly needs to take out her aggression because these men have done her so wrong so many times. Yeah, kick him again. And she takes her backpack and she becomes friends with these people. With the girl that she met outside of the club and her friends. And so they go to a restaurant after and they're all drinking and she tells them their whole life story. And these people are sitting here exactly like we are basically watching her life, being what? And of course they are all Team Conrad, because after hearing her life story, that is the only accurate response. Thank you guys. And there's a boy named Benito in this group, and there's some vibes there. And trust they'll be in a short-lived relationship, probably with a time jump in the next episode. They bond or whatever, but she's I'm going back home because I can't do my study abroad program. And they're really? No, you should stay. And she's no, I can't. I can't just move to France. So she starts to go home, but then she calls Jeremiah and is telling him about everything. And he's like, oh, no, like we can still do this or whatever. And she's like, no, 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 no. Like, I'm not going to do that. And then she's like, wait, I think I'm going to stay in France. And he was like, fine, but don't ever call me again. Okay, you were the one that was waiting the whole episode for her to call you, but that's our B plot, whatever. So Belly ends up staying there, and then we see her wake up, and she is in Paris. Lord knows where she stayed overnight, but that's not our problem, is it? So we get a montage of Belly listening to You're on Your Own, Kid as she's in Paris. And it's like, oh, wait, that actually fits very nicely. Anyway, that's the Belly plot. So we set her up that she's now going to be in Paris for the foreseeable future. Her family's like, whatever, sure, fine. And now she has a group of friends and a possible love interest there. And she's not talking to Jeremiah anymore. That's dealt with. Our B plot is that Jeremiah is like mopey. And he tries to pawn off his mother's ring at some random girl at the bar, and like already that just sets the tone for like, oh wow, like he's actually just evil in this episode. And it just proceeds to go downhill from here, so I'm really not going to spend much time on it other than the fact that he's like just a whiny brat to everybody around him. He is moping up a storm. He has no feelings of gratefulness for the people who are helping him, and I get it. Like, I get that it's a hard thing to go through having your fiance break up with you, that the way that he acts in those situations reflects well on him. Laurel shows up to his apartment to kind of like help him out, see how he's doing, and he just does not care, is very mean to her, and he's mean to Belly, and he's mean to her, and like talks in a very disrespectful, rude way to her. And like, I don't know, it's not her that called off your wedding. Like, if you're gonna be mad at anyone, be mad at Belly, and he is, but like, don't be mad at her mom. Like, also, who are you talking to a full-grown woman like that? Like, you're literally 12. Like, actually back off. Taylor and Steven basically spend most of the episode helping him out, dealing with his stuff. And after he gets the call from Belly and finds out that she is going to stay in Paris, he goes to the summer house where Conrad has been staying. Let's backtrack. After Belly got on the plane, Conrad got a call from Adam, his father, that said like, oh, hey, you know where Jere is, like blah, 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 and basically tells Conrad that the wedding has been called off. So Conrad goes back to the summer house in the attempts to comfort both Jeremiah and Belly, but Belly is in Paris, and he's like, wait, I'm gonna stay here, A, in case she comes back, but B, to support my brother from a distance, because he feels obviously pretty guilty for breaking up his little brother's wedding, even though it wasn't him. It really wasn't him. It was Belly and Jeremiah are the only two people who called off the wedding. Let me just say that, but whatever. So Jeremiah talks to Conrad for the first time in the episode and basically just comes to gloat that Belly called him and not Conrad, and that Belly is in Paris. She's not coming back for him. He can leave the summer house. And he's like, I was here to check on you. And Jeremiah eats an apple very menacingly at Conrad, question mark, question mark, question mark. And he's just super evil. Like it felt like they were making him some kind of like evil supervillain. Like it felt like I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Because yeah, he does bad things, but they're bad things that can be interpreted as like reasonable or justified or whatever by some people in some circumstances. But this just felt like straight up evil. So Conrad flies back to LA, and Jeremiah just continues being a mopey, whiny little, hey guys, you know what this means? I forgot to say something. What I forgot to say was that at the end of the episode, Conrad is having a conversation with Adam in which he tells Adam how much he loves Belly, and Adam is shocked, which is very funny because it's like, bro, have you not been, that's the entire point of the whole series. But anyway, when they're having this very sad conversation, How Did It End by Taylor Swift plays, which is just, if you haven't listened to it, go give it a listen. It is one of the most depressing, sad songs you'll ever listen to about a relationship ending. So it's like, oh wait, this is very fitting. And I just thought I had to let you guys know because it's a Taylor Swift song and those are very important to the show. But yeah, back to the video. C-plot is that in the midst of helping Jeremiah recover from the call-off of the wedding, Steven and Taylor finally get back together. I know we all waited for this day and it's finally here. So everybody sound the alarm bells, like it finally happened. And honestly, the season can end because I don't know where it's going, but I'm happy Steven and Taylor are together. That's it. That's all I've been waiting for. Like, thank God. Because if I had to go through another episode of nobody being in the relationships that I want them to be in, like, because what do you mean the show isn't literally supposed to cater to me and my needs? Guys, I know. But like, what do you mean the things that I want to happen aren't going to happen immediately? Like, that's crazy. So yeah, you know, Steven and Taylor are together and they are like together. They jump straight to the honeymoon right after they get together. Yeah. So they're doing great. They are happy. They are just fine. So where does this leave us coming into episode 10? Belly's in Paris. She has her potential love interest, Benito. We have the 3 other friends who she'll probably just be bonding with for the entirety of this next episode. I'm assuming there will be a time jump, like a pretty significant time jump. I'm hoping that there will be a time jump to once she is now more established in Paris. Steven and Taylor are together, so they'll continue doing that. Jeremiah's miserable. Conrad's back in LA. And that's kind of where we are left right now. I know this video wasn't exactly how I usually do them, so to make up for that, I wanted to show you guys a little friend that I had here while I was recording this today. This is my Team Conrad Elmo. One of my best friends made me this Elmo, and it is one of my prized possessions. So I just hope you know that as I record these videos, he sits on my dresser and is an emotional support animal for me as I do this. And see, if even Elmo is Team Conrad, like, you can't be in the wrong, can you? No, I don't think so. Also, his feet, my friend sewed in some noisemaker recorder machine thingies in the feet, and added in the video of Conrad singing at Susanna's funeral, but like sped up, you know, the audio that was trending on TikTok. They added that into his feet. So when I would roll over at night and accidentally press it, I'd hear Conrad singing and it would freak me out. But now it's dead. So unfortunately it doesn't work anymore. But hopefully this makes up for the lack of sticky notes and the lack of detailed breakdown. I promise a detailed breakdown will be coming again next episode. I couldn't make myself do it. I couldn't. I'm so sorry, guys. But that's it. So I cannot wait to watch episode 10. I know I keep saying this, but like, hopefully my episode 10 video will be out sooner rather than later. I know. I'm a college student. What do you want from me? So yeah, other than that, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below anything else you want to see from me, guys. And yeah, see you next episode. Bye.